Hi cozy friends, today I'm going to be highlighting my favorite cozy games of 2021. And so is Chila. Chila's going to help me out today. So almost all of these are on Switch. There's one that's not, and there's only one that didn't actually release in 2021. I will have you guess what that is now. The first one on the list is Unpacking. This game just came out, so that should tell you how much I love it if it's made this list. In this game, you're following along and learning about the life story of this character through unpacking their belongings at different stages of their life. It's such a cool game because there's something so human about it, and human about the little things that you take with you throughout your life from childhood and the things you get rid of, and the different reasons you have to get rid of things, whether it's like moving in with a roommate or a significant other or like financial problems. The story that this game tells you through just observing the objects that you're taking out is such a beautiful way of telling a story, and it's so unique. And it's also just a really calming puzzle type game. You can generally choose where to put things, but you can't just put things absolutely anywhere. Like you can't put a stuffed animal on the ground or something like that. And even the required places for some of those things tell you something about the story, which is so cool. It's a calming, short, really touching game, and I can't think of a type of gamer that wouldn't enjoy it. The next is The Wild at Heart, and I've talked about this game before because I think it might be my all-time favorite game of 2021. It's a game where you're following the story of a boy who has a really rough childhood, and he has a friend who also has a rough childhood, and they're escaping their unstable, toxic homes by going out exploring in the forest. And in the forest, they discover this special order, and they're tasked with protecting the forest. The gameplay reminds me of a combination of Pikmin and Luigi's Mansion because you have this little vacuum blowy tool that you use, and then you have these little forest creatures that you collect that help you get through obstacles. It's so fun, it's very touching, amazing game. The next is Eastward. I've only played a little bit of Eastward, but I already know it's going to be one of my all-time favorite games. This is a indie adventure RPG game where you're in this post-apocalyptic society. You're solving puzzles, you're fighting enemies, and you're trying to figure out the underlying mysteries of the setting you're in and also the main character's magical powers. The story is really rich and interesting, and it keeps you interested, but the fighting mechanics are really, really fun. One of the weapons you can use as a frying pan, and I just love that. I think it's so original and it's fun to fight with. The next is Cozy Grove, and Cozy Grove has a special place in my heart. Even though I don't play it that often, it's one of those games that you can just pick up for like 20 minutes a day. It's not for everybody. I think some people like the fact that you can only pick it up for a short amount of time, and some people kind of wish that there's more to do. But if you like a game where you just 20 minutes, that's it, kind of get all the tasks done, put it away, don't think about it until the next day. It's one of those games that builds on itself over time, and you can kind of collect more items. It's all about longevity. It's similar to Animal Crossing, where you're kind of trying to develop this little campsite, but I think there's a little more story with connecting with the spirits on the campsite, and it's definitely not possible to kind of speed run and burn yourself out like you can with Animal Crossing. And it's just so cozy. Like you're this little Girl Scout basically. The animation style is adorable, and the spirits are so cute and sweet, and you're feeding these logs to this cute little flame guy. And I also love that there's simplicity to it. A lot of the tasks are like finding hidden objects, and I know that can sound kind of juvenile, but there's something really nice about the limited time that you can actually play the game and the simplicity of it. It's kind of just something you can pick up and not have to like think too much about it, kind of get into like a little meditative state, do your tasks, and end the game session for the day, and then maybe go play something stressful afterwards, or play something stressful before and then end it with some Cozy Grove. I just think it's such a good concept, and it's such a good game for like slowing down and having some intentional time, and I love that. The next game is Haven Park, and this was kind of a surprise release for me. Like I didn't really hear a lot about it beforehand, but as soon as I tried it, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect for cozy gamers. It's so cute. The animation style is adorable. It reminds me kind of a short hike, but mixed with Animal Crossing. So you're kind of trying to build up and explore this campsite, make friends with new campers, improve the campsite, bring more people in, but also explore. Just a really simple, great game. Can't go wrong. The next game is Pokemon Snap. I never got to play the original Pokemon Snap, so I was so thankful to be able to play this, and I just love the simplicity of it. I love how it honors the original version. There's not really that much to explain. You explore, you take pictures of the Pokemon. It's very wholesome. It's another great game to pick up before a stressful game or after a stressful game. Just really relax with some photography and cute Pokemon. The next is the Animal Crossing DLC. I can't even keep track of the last time I was interested and kept playing Animal Crossing. I think it was last fall. I didn't pick it up again until this DLC came out. It made me care about my island again, even without touching the DLC, like the updates that came along with it. It made me excited for the game, made me excited to find new items. I still don't play it every single day like I did when the game first came out, but I am ecstatic to play it on stream every weekend when I can. And then the actual DLC is so good. There's so much depth to it. Like, they didn't just give you a bunch of rooms to decorate and that's it. Like, they give you things on the actual vacation island, like the school to develop and all these other things that just make the game so fun and like just endless playability, I think, to it. And I'm someone who loves The Sims, okay? I love decorating in The Sims. I don't really like to play The Sims, I just like to decorate. And I feel like this DLC perfectly scratches that itch of just decorating a home to a specific theme and log it off and that's it. And I love that you can just literally unlimited amounts of time do that in this DLC. So Animal Crossing DLC, if you like me, burnt yourself out from Animal Crossing and you're skeptical and you're like, I don't know, I'm not interested, definitely try it. It's like a whole new game. And things that you unlock through the DLC you can use on your island back home, and I think that's the coolest thing. I love that they created all these improvements for the actual game using kind of the storyline of the DLC. I think that's so awesome. The next one is not really a specific game. It's the Nintendo 64 and Sega add-on to the Nintendo Online membership. So this add-on lets you access Nintendo 64 games and old Sega games. And as somebody who is a sucker for nostalgia and old games that I used to play when I was younger, this made me so happy. I was so ecstatic, and it came out in a perfect time when I was kind of like disillusioned from gaming and I was like, nothing's really coming out that I'm excited about. Then this and the DLC drops, and then I was excited about everything. But this just got me so excited to play games again. And one of my favorites on it, first of all, Ocarina of Time, which I still haven't gotten to play, but I'm so excited to try it out because I never got to try that when I was younger. I played like all of the classic Nintendo 64 games, but not Ocarina of Time. And now that I love and play Breath of the Wild all the time, I need to try that out. I was really excited about Echo, which was on Sega, and my family and I used to play this all the time. Like, it was one of the really early video game memories I have, just like constantly trying to get past the first level, and I was tiny and I didn't know how anything worked, so I just couldn't get past it, but I would just swim around and I thought it was so magical. The ability to access that again on my Switch is such a cool thing, and I hope they continue to add cool games to it. I know they will, but I'm hoping for like Donkey Kong and Banjo. I think they're adding Banjo because it'll be on there. I'm just so excited. And the last game that actually released in 2021 but is not on Switch is Lake. So far I've actually heard that they don't have plans to release it on Switch. I think that might have changed, or I misunderstood at some point. I don't know, but I don't think they have plans right now for it to come out on Switch. Maybe in the future. But this game, I think it might be my second favorite from 2021. It is so good, and I think I heard some mixed reviews about it, but I personally loved it. I think you have to go into it with a mindset of like taking it really slow. I talk about this in one of my recommendation videos. It's a slow-paced game. Like, you are slowly walking around, or you're driving in the mail truck that's kind of also slow. It forces you to be present in the game and really feel a realistic sense of like being a post deliverer. To back up, this game is about leaving your corporate coding job in the 80s behind to work as a mail person in this small town with this beautiful lake. It's really story-based and dialogue-based, so you're talking to the people in the town and you're kind of catching up with people and meeting new people, and it's all in your hands. The future, your choices are in your hands and the decisions you choose, and I think it's so cool. And on top of it being a story-based game, it's also this really fun open world map where you just drive around and deliver mail, and it takes place over 2 weeks, so it's kind of short. But I love it. It's so good. The soundtrack, I still listen to the soundtrack. On Spotify, there's a playlist with the soundtrack, and it's so good. It brings me so much nostalgia for the end of the summer when I played it on stream. I would recommend playing this game in a time in your life where you have like a little downtime, a little break, whether it's like a holiday or like a long weekend, and just play the whole game in this relaxed state. Perfect for the holidays, perfect for the holidays. And the last favorite game of 2021, which obviously did not release in 2021, but I'm gonna add it to every wrap-up list until I'm tired of it, which will probably be never, is Stardew Valley. And I'm adding Stardew Valley to this list because this game literally got me through 2021 for a couple reasons. First of all, the playlist got me through 2021. I listened to this playlist while I studied for the bar, and I would not have been able to get through it without it. It gave me peace, it eased my stress. Something about listening to Stardew Valley music, just, it can put you in a flow state, you know, and it was amazing. But also, I do a playthrough on my channel. In like a couple months, I'll have been doing it for a full year. Once a week, every week, I've been playing this game for like an hour and a half. And when I tell you the absolute peace and mental clarity and ease that this game puts me in after that hour and a half of playing it every single week for almost a year has been like a really great lesson in a lot of things. I think one, the impact of gaming and the positive mental impact of gaming, you know, like having that time set aside where no matter what happens, you are spending this time on a hobby that you enjoy, you know, spending this time trying to achieve a goal, which in this case is like completing Stardew. Whatever it is, I feel like it's a good lesson in life of like consistency and how important it is, because there would be weeks where I had like such a bad week and I was like, I don't want to do anything, but I knew I had to put that video out. So I would play the game for an hour and a half and record it because I had to. But after playing it, I was like in a much better mood and I felt so much better. And it was just like doing that thing for yourself and giving yourself that time to like forcibly relax, I think, and spend time doing something fun and like play. And I don't know a lot of games that kind of provide that kind of structure where you know what to expect, but you're still working towards this really long-term goal. And I just love Stardew for that, and I appreciate Stardew for that, and I will always love Stardew and never get tired of it. It really got me through this year with the combo of Stardew and streaming. I wouldn't have been able to make it out of bar studying sane without those two things. Yeah, just a great game and a great lesson in terms of gaming or just hobbies in general. Give yourself time. Force yourself to have those times of decompression. And you can do that with any of the games on this list because they're all great and they're great releases of 2021. And I cannot wait for all the cozy games to come next year. What was your favorite cozy game of 2021? Were there any on this list that were your favorites? Were there any that I left off that were your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Have a lovely holiday. Have a lovely new year. I love you. Stay cozy. Bye.